Diyos marahay na adlaw, probinsya kan Sorsogon. Today, let me share you a story of hope, of movement, a perspective, and voices of a sectoral representation tends to be an arm for nation building. Who are they? The youth sector. There are times in our life where we experience to be a risk taker, a rule breaker, and a future maker. And I believe it is you, it is within you, and it is in your own core. In life, it is important for us to really understand our own identity, our own purpose. Just like a quote tells us that the greatest tragedy in life is not death, but living without a purpose. As a youth, it is important for us to really understand our own identity. And with that, let me ask you three important questions. At what age we belong when we reach the age of 15 to 30? What does our late Filipino nationalist, Dr. Jose P. Rizal, tell us about the youth? And third, how is your youth journey feels like? With that questions, we boil down with an important answers. First, based on Republic Act 8044 or the Youth in Nation Building Act, as well as Republic Act 10742 or the SK Reform Law, duly amended by RA 11768, it clearly gives us the definitions and age bracket of the youth ranges from 15 to 30 years old. It is also believed that the youth is the hope of the nation. The youth is the hope of our fatherland. And now, we come up with a testament that the youth, can we ask ourselves, are we living the kinds of rights and privileges inherited within us? And when we say inherited within us, we look back to the Philippine constitutions. Do we live the kinds of quality education, accessible education, quality healthcare service, accessible healthcare service, or a responsive social service, and to name a few? Or we are doomed or stuck in the state of poverty, or we are at the moment at the character of apathy. It is important for us as a youth to understand our own identity. And for us to know our disposition in nation building, we have to consider different perspectives in life, such as youth as a risk taker. Youth is a risk taker. Why? Because I believe every one of us has a silence. We break a silence of intergenerational trauma. And when I say intergenerational trauma, we mean, or I define it as something that is an emotional response to one event that may find it stressful for a person. It might happen in many ways, such as, first, you experience a traumatic event. Second, you learn from it. Third, you witness it. And fourth, there is repeated or of extreme exposures of depicted or harmful experience you happen it repeatedly. And with this, we as the youth is a risk taker, we believe that in every crisis, there are billions of opportunities. And it goes along with the question that every one of us has heard the common question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And some of us mostly call that seeing a person, an adult people, in the lab room, in a courtroom, or something that's professionals. But most of the time, it is the youth who are pushing boundaries. It is the youth who are challenging our limits. It is the youth who try to make ways for positivity and to uplift our nations. And based on the Philippine Statistics Authority press release last of January 31 of 2024, there is a statement, a projection that at the end of 2025, just this year, we will be approximately projecting to reach 113 million to 114 million Filipino people. And most of this, a wide range of this sectoral representation goes with our youth. The youth who are passionate, the youth who are driven by change, the youth who are into shared governance, and the youth who are dreaming for a betterment and for the fulfillment of their dreams. And now, it is important also for us to know that as a youth, we have to understand that we are limitless. And with that, the youth definitions is prescribed with the age of 15 to 30. And we are driven of the aspects of making ways to achieve our goals, wherein we are into actions of 10 centers of youth participations. One of it is what we called the Malusog, Baskog, na Sorsoganon, or we have the health centers of youth participations, wherein we are called for where we aim, or just last year, we have trained at least 40 CBS volunteers who are, we have community-based service for HIV. And also, we also partner with some organizations who work for, just like SEMERS and Gentleman Bicol for SRHR. In terms of youth participations, in terms of educations, the youth also gives way of participation in terms of their voices in local school board, where it is a way for them to empower the youth in terms of sports development. There's also a way in terms of education that they can contribute in uplifting and promoting in a policy development in building a teen centers and also an early childcare development programs. It is enshrined in the policy of in terms of education of youth participations. And next, we also have here, in terms of Usaping Ekonomiya, or the youth participation in terms of economic empowerment, where we are now building to federate creative industries with the Department of Trade and Industry, also with the support with the ongoing developing program of the provincial government of Sorsogon, that is Project or Programang Kulturang Susogon, which aims to also provide in the grassroots levels, not just in the school base, not just to the youth, but also in the grassroots levels in the community, that they will be trained of the importance of savings, importance of securities, importance of investments. And in terms of pagkapantay-pantay, or the social inclusion equity, one of the winning champions that what we made is that we were able to incorporate the first provincial federation of LGBTQI in the province, named GILAS, in the Sorsogon Provincial Youth Development Council. In this way, it gave us a platform for them to showcase their advocacies, their purpose, and what they want to be, what they aim to be in the province of Sorsogon. And also, as part of Kalasag ng Kalikasan, the youth were able to participate for this center of participation in terms of environment. In what ways? We're able to go to the communities, to school every Monday. What we did is we shared the concept of Pitong K Utos of the program of the provincial government to share the flagship program of Kalinigan, where we inculcate to our little children the importance of a greener community. We called it Pitong K Utos ng Kalinigan. And as of this moment, we're still on that process to continue to go down to school every Monday before the end of flag raising ceremony. Also, part of our movements as a youth is we move for agriculture. It seems that we left behind the concept of agricultura, or the importance of agriculture. And with this sense, during the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, this movement, the 4-H Club of the Philippines, or in the province of Sorsogon, were able to, there is a postponement of their operations, their meetings. It's because of lack of communications. But just last year, we were able to federate again, to activate these organizations and give them an opportunity to raise their voices, to raise their platforms, their advocacies in promoting youth participations in terms of agricultural sectors. That's why we have some various activities conducted that promotes their ideas, their advocacies in terms of agriculture. Also, as support to that program, the provincial government of Sorsogon also counterpart with Sorsogon State University to provide the scholarship programs to identify 50 students who were able to give financial assistance and the capital seed money to start up their business from first year to fourth year. And also part of our movements as a youth is we also have that pamumuno at pamamahala, where the youth is really important, the front line of their participation in terms of governance. Aside from the Sangguniang Kabataan, we also work with other organizations that ensures active participations of other sectors. It is not this SK alone who has the role in making nation building, but also every member in the community, just like the KK members, ages 15 to 30, can also be part of the movement to make change. It is not the Sangguniang Kabataan who is the highest policy making body in our community, but it is the KK members who serve as a general a member, a general point of view of our rights, a voice in our community. It is the highest policy making body, the KK members. And also part of the pamumuno at pamamahala, we also try to establish at this moment the Provincial Interagency Task Force for Youth Development, which is it comprises of different agencies, which is we centralize programs of different agencies with the programs of the provincial government of Sorsogon. And also we have the Sorsogon Provincial Youth Development Council, a voice for the youth, a voice of the youth organization, of youth-serving organizations, which started since 2019 up till now. Also, our movement as a youth supports the aktibong pakipag-ugnayan sa lipunan, which is it means active participation, civic engagements, where we also have segments every Saturday wherein we showcase the voices of other organizations na i-flagship po nila ang kanilang mga programa every Saturday from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the morning. And also, we also promote them, some organizations like Sorsogon State University CB Kahab, which those activities that cannot provide by the local government unit, it is the non-government organizations who fulfill the duties and make an interventions between communities and the local government units and the national and the non-civic organizations. Also, part of our movements as a youth is we also secure seguridad at kapayapaan. We participate, the youth also is an active support with the KK programs of the PNP. Also, we have the programs with the DILG, which is in terms of Ida Diet with illicit dragging. And also, we support with the help of the A1 youth and also with the help of other organizations. And part of our movement is also we support the movements for global mobility. Just like last year, we have Global Peace Foundation and SM Sorsogon City. We promote the importance of sustainable development of the youth sectors, their participations in sustaining development in all areas, in education, in health, in many ways, like the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And now, it is also important that for us, we need to build the future makers. And before we build our future makers, we have to understand the history of youth participation. As early as 1970s, the local government or the Republic of the Philippines early recognized the role of youth and the children in participation in governance through PD 603 or the Presidential Decree of 903, which is a youth and children code, welfare code. Also, it is enshrined in our local government code of 1990, which is these laws is an spirit that activate participations of the youth in governance. And this is also a testament that as early as 1970s, our youth sectors is being seen by our people, by the community, and by the government that they have something to do with our communities. One of the best example of this is we have the Sangguniang Kabataan. We have the Local Youth Development Council. We also have the establishments of the offices of Provincial Youth Development Office. Its officers, the participation of 4-H Club of the Philippines, and even the Pag-asa Youth Association of the Philippines. And with that, for us as a future makers, as a youth, what we have to believe is, the question now is, so what now? So the moment we see in the eyes of every innocent mind, every innocent eyes of the children and the youth, sana hindi po natin mawala na wala silang pag-asa or kakayanan. Dapat tingnan po natin sila sa mata at sa isip nila that someday they will be the hope of our nation. Just like what Dr. Rosel P. Rizal tells us about the book of La Juventud Filipina, or the book or the line that tells us ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. And with this, hindi ang edad, hindi ang panahon, hindi po ang lugar ang magdidikta sa atin ng pagbabago. Hindi rin po ang edad, hindi ang panahon, hindi ang lugar ang magsasabi sa atin magpapasiyasat ng katotohanan. Hindi rin po ang edad, hindi ang lugar at hindi ang panahon ang magsasabi sa atin na kailangan ka ng bayan. At noon, bata ako, maaring wala akong muwang sa mundo. Pero ngayong kabataan ako po ay isa nakatindig para sa bayan. Noon, bata ako, mahirap ang buhay. Pero ngayon, kabataan ako, andito ako, tinataguyod ko ang sarili para sa aking kinabukasan. Noon, bata ako, maaring wala akong alam. Na akala ko, yaong lamang mga mayayaman at may edukado ang pag-asa ng bayan. Ngunit mali ako. Dahil ang totoong pag-asa ng bayan ay yaong mga bata at kabataan. Hindi sila basta bata lamang. Hindi sila basta kabataan lamang. Kundi sila ay bata, kabataan na may kakayahang baguhin ang imahe, ang kapakanan ng ating bansa. Sa puntong ito, nais ko po kayong bigyan ng mensahe. Ang problema ng mundo ay problema ng bansa. Ang problema ng nakakatanda ay problema ng bata. Sinong may alam, sinong may lakas, kabataan ang nararapat. At sa bawat liriko na napapakinggan natin sa awitin ng lupang hinirang, naway ipadama natin sa ating sarili ang espiritu ng pagiging patriotiko. Na lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiil. Maaring hindi ngayon, maaring hindi bukas, pero sana piliin natin na ngayon, tayo ang pagbabago at walang iba kundi ikaw ang pagbabago. Maraming salamat po.